where we're going to, and some of them are doing Nazareth village. They do either. So we are taking the substitute, Mount Precipice. The evangelical or Protestant groups do not go to downtown Nazareth, because there is no really archaeology that we can show you, or almost nothing. Here it is.
Wow.
I'm not sure. Okay, now you see Zara and H&M, and just behind it is. I love the way they block the view over here.
Yeah.
We want to show you the largest church in the Middle East, which is the Church of Annunciation. It's the largest Catholic church in the Middle East, and that's where the Catholic groups are going, and that's why the Protestant groups are not going there. Okay, in the heart of the Church of Annunciation, and of course dedicated to where the angel announced Miriam. In the heart of this church, you're going to see it very soon, there is a crypt, and this crypt is an underground room that, according, the archaeologists will tell you that good chances is going back to the 1st century. The Catholics will tell you that this is the room, the house of Mary and Joseph. Okay, and of course we have no proof for that, and it doesn't look very much. It looks more like it's very Catholic. So all of my evangelical groups, they do not go there. Maybe one thing that's nice to visit over there is the church synagogue. So sometimes I do take my revisitors group. I take them to the church synagogue of Nazareth, because good chances that that's where Jesus read Isaiah 61. Okay, so that's for revisiting. Write it down for your next time. No, when we do revisiting, you can travel Israel, and we can show you a full tour with not less good sites. I hope it makes sense. They destroyed the city of Sepphoris. Sepphoris is like 5 miles from here. That's the biggest city next to Nazareth. And the Romans conquered it. Okay, they raped all the women. That's the way the Roman soldiers were behaving. All the women were abused by the soldiers, by the officers, and then by the soldiers. That's like a regular thing. They sold the whole people for slavery. They destroyed the whole city, made it an example, and they'll build a new city and call it the City of Peace. I'm serious. So we don't know what happened in Nazareth village, okay? We don't know what happened in the Galilean village, but we know what happened to Sepphoris. So you can imagine what the atmosphere over here against the Romans was, okay? And what was the expectations of the local people over here from the Messiah that will come and save them from the Romans, okay? And now you can understand what Dalton was speaking yesterday. Remember that later when Jesus taught them on the synagogue and told them that the Messiah is coming from the non-Jews as well, and they tried to take him up the cliff. Okay, maybe I speak over here a little bit, another 2 minutes. He came back to his city. He read the scroll of Isaiah, because they just finished reading the 5 scrolls of the Torah, and then you read something from the prophet to go with it. You know, the Samaritan said that only the 5 books of the Torah are from God, and the prophets are not from God. So in the days of the Samaritans, the Jews started to read from the prophets as well. Yes? To prove that the prophets and the Torah are one.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's something I learned only last year. The Jews don't know it, but that's how reading from the prophet in the synagogue started in the days of the Samaritans, when the Samaritans were brought in. Okay, because they claim, the Samaritans believe only in the 5 books of the Torah. They don't believe in the prophets. So so Jesus chose to read Isaiah 61. Okay, because it was spontaneous reading. And after reading, he finished the scrolls, and that's the time for preaching, just like you do in your churches. And his preaching was, he explained to them why he chose to read Isaiah 61, because today it's been fulfilled in front of your eyes. And they liked this part, but they just didn't like what happened later when he told them about Naaman and about Elijah going to Tyre and Sidon. He basically told them that the Messiah of the Jews is coming not just for the Jews, he's coming for the whole world. Okay, let me say one more thing about this. 2 more things. They brought him to a high cliff to push him down and to stone him for blaspheming. Okay? And that's the tradition about what we're about to see. The tradition says they tried to push him down this cliff. Again, I don't really know. It's more the traditional place. They could just find a big wall next to their village. They didn't have to come all the way up here, but that's the name of this place, Mount Precipice. Okay?
Okay.
Mount Precipice, where they tried to push Jesus down the cliff. And the other thing I wanted to, and of course he walked between them. And the other thing I wanted to tell you, you remember when they gathered after resurrection, when he prepared to them the breakfast by the sea? What he told them to do? They cut nothing all night. What Jesus told them to do? Throw out the net where?
On the other side.
On the other side. Got it?
Yeah.
What's the other side?
The Gentile.
Gentile.
The Gentile side.
Yeah.
So imagine those fishermen, yes? They wanted to catch all the fish in the center. You remember the tilapia fish, the gather, so they join their nets, they make a big crown, and then you cast your net in the center. That's where you got the fish. Now they are in a crown. So they tried where they thought they're gonna catch, and they caught nothing. What Jesus told them, cast your net on the other side where you're not supposed to catch anything. You see?
Yeah.
Like you teach us how to fish. But they cast the net on the other side and they caught plenty. How many? 153. Now, people were more puzzled about what the meaning of this number, because if you get, why not 152? Why not 154? Why 153? Must be a meaning for that, don't you agree?
Yeah.
So, archaeologists discovered in Alexandria. Alexandria was the center of the wisdom of the ancient world, and they discovered that, they had the botanical gardens, they have incredible zoo, and they had the biggest library with the papyrus paper documents over there. So they found the papyrus scroll that described all the families of fish that was well known to mankind back then. And when you count them all, guess how many?
153.
153.
Oh, interesting.
Okay? So maybe the meaning is, you cut nothing on the Jewish side, cast your net on the other side, and you will catch the whole world in your hands. So the 153, it's like the 70 nations of the world, the 153 nations of the world. So the Messiah that indeed came first for the lost sheep of Judah, yes, revealed himself as the Messiah of the whole world. Okay, so he came first, but he came for the whole world.